Imagine living in a world with no telescopes, no satellites, no space agencies, a world where people believed the universe was static, unmoving, fixed forever. Now imagine a book revealed in the desert 1400 years ago, making a statement about the universe that modern science would only confirm in the 20th century. A statement so precise that today astrophysicists describe reality using almost the same words. The question is not just, what did the Quran say? The real question is, how could it possibly know? For thousands of years, scientists believed the universe was eternal and unchanging. Even Albert Einstein in 1917 assumed the universe was static. He introduced something called the cosmological constant, just to keep it from expanding, because expansion sounded impossible. Then, everything changed. In 1929, astronomer Edwin Hubble discovered something revolutionary. Galaxies were moving away from each other. The universe was expanding. Space itself was stretching every second. Even today, this discovery became known as the expanding universe theory. Modern cosmology now confirms galaxies drift apart. Space expands continuously. Universe is still growing. But here's where things become astonishing. Allah says in the Quran, وَالسَّمَاءَ بَنَيْنَاهَا بِأَيْدٍ وَإِنَّا لَمُوسِعُونَ. Surah Ad-Dhariyat and the heaven we constructed with strength. And indeed, we are expanding it. The Arabic word لَمُوسِعُونَ means continuously expanding, actively widening, not expanded in the past, expanding, ongoing. Exactly what modern astronomy discovered centuries later. Ask yourself honestly, how could a man in 7th century Arabia, with no scientific instruments, describe a cosmic reality humanity would only confirm? 1300 years later, at the time of revelation, people believed sky was solid, stars were fixed lights, universe was motionless. Yet the Quran describes creation, structure, expansion. In one sentence, modern physics explains expansion through space-time metrics. The Quran describes it in language accessible to all generations. Science today supports the Big Bang theory. The universe began from a single unified state. Listen to another Quranic verse. أَوَلَمْ يَرَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا أَنَّ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ كَانَتَا رَتْقًا فَفَتَقْنَاهُمَا. Surah Al-Anbiya, Bading Aplu. Have those who disbelieved not seen that the heavens and the earth were once joined together, then we split them apart? Modern cosmology describes singularity, cosmic separation, expansion after origin. What if revelation was never meant to replace science, but to guide humanity toward discovering truth? The Prophet Muhammad said, Allah was, and there was nothing before him. Bukhari. This aligns with modern understanding. Time, space, and matter had a beginning. The universe is not eternal. Creation began. NASA observations confirm galaxies accelerate away due to dark energy, meaning the universe is still expanding today, exactly matching. Indeed, we are expanding it. Present tense, continuous action. If the universe itself is expanding, perhaps human understanding was meant to expand too. Faith and knowledge were never enemies. The Quran repeatedly invites reflection. إِنَّ فِي خَلْقِ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ لَآيَاتٍ لِأُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ. Surah Al-Imran 390. Indeed, in the creation of the heavens and the earth are signs for people of understanding. Science becomes an invitation, not contradiction. For many people today, especially in the modern Western world, Faith and science are often presented as opposites. You're told, if you believe in science, you must abandon religion, and if you believe in religion, you must stop questioning. But Islam never asked humanity to choose between the two. In fact, the Quran repeatedly challenges human beings to think, to observe, to investigate, to ask difficult questions. Allah says, قُلِ انظُرُوا ماذا في السماوات والأرض. Say, observe what is in the heavens and the earth. Surah Yunus Sabarularstatengu. Notice something remarkable. The Quran does not say, close your eyes and believe. It says, look, study the universe, explore reality, use your intellect. During Europe's dark ages, many early Muslim scholars were already studying astronomy, mathematics, medicine, and physics, inspired by Quranic verses encouraging reflection upon creation. For them, science was not rebellion against God. Science was a way of understanding God's work. The laws of physics were signs. The motion of planets was worship in motion. The expanding universe was evidence of divine precision. Today, astrophysicists spend billions studying cosmic expansion. They analyze radiation left from the birth of the universe. They measure galaxies billions of light years away. And the deeper they look, the more ordered the universe appears. Not chaotic, not random, but governed by precise laws. And this raises a profound question. Why does the universe follow laws at all? Why is mathematics able to describe reality? Why does existence behave predictably? Science explains how things happen. But faith asks, why does anything exist in the first place? Maybe science and faith were never enemies. Maybe science explains the mechanism, while revelation explains the meaning. The Quran mentioning the expanding universe is not merely about scientific accuracy, because the Quran is not a textbook, it is guidance. So why mention the cosmos at all? Because when humans look at something vast, their perspective changes suddenly. Daily worries shrink, ego fades, and humility begins. Allah repeatedly directs attention toward the sky, not to overwhelm us, but to awaken us. لَخَلْقُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ أَكْبَرُ مِنْ خَلْقِ النَّاسِ. The creation of the heavens and the earth is greater than the creation of mankind. Surah Ghafir. Think about that. The same force expanding billions of galaxies is aware of you, your fears, your prayers, your silent struggles. Modern astronomy tells us there are over 2 trillion galaxies. Each galaxy contains billions of stars, each star surrounded by unimaginable space. And yet, the Quran shifts the focus back to the human heart, because the greatest miracle is not the size of the universe. It is that human consciousness can reflect upon it. The expanding universe carries a subtle, spiritual message. Creation is dynamic, moving, unfolding. Nothing remains stagnant, and perhaps human beings were also created to grow, to expand in understanding, in character, in faith. If Allah continuously expands the universe, maybe He is also expanding your life in ways you cannot yet see. Some delays expand patience. Some struggles expand strength. Some unanswered prayers expand trust. The Quran transforms cosmic discovery into personal meaning. It reminds us, you are not lost in an indifferent universe. You exist within intentional creation. And here lies the emotional truth. The same Creator who expands space itself guides hearts quietly, without noise, without force, without announcement. So when humanity finally discovered that the universe is expanding, it wasn't just a scientific breakthrough. It was an invitation to reflect, to wonder, to reconnect, because perhaps the purpose of discovering the universe was ultimately to rediscover the Creator.